give me an idea of the economic implications of your data asset and then where it's flowing. Like, what kinds of systems is it being brought into? Is this something that architects are evaluating? Like, if you have an empty lot between two buildings, are you measuring the heat signatures on those buildings to determine what gradient heat you're going to be dealing with? Take that one level further down into the economic implications.
Sure. So first of all, the layer of our products are, like you said, API is one of them. We have a dashboard. Our dashboard isn't our business model. It's just our way of letting people interact with our temperature intelligence so they can
Right.
see how does it help. Then you have the API where our business model is, and we have small subscriptions for small and medium enterprises. And then we have the enterprise direction where cost would be different from one client to another. To your question, so when dealing with an urban planner, usually or engineering consultants, they would do the design, right? So let's say they took an
Right.
entire district and they did some heat assessments. So they're running wind simulations. Usually the modeling that all of those companies do using different software platforms comes with data that is available probably for wind and for humidity because it does not change road to road, but temperature does. And when they measure it for temperature, they take a sample of 4 days for the entire year and they measure temperature at a district level. So basically, the entire district is 1 degree. So they don't have a lot of readings into that. Now, the challenge for a lot of engineers isn't only reading temperature or simulations and different other things. So they can measure it against wind and other solar and other parameters that they want to simulate. But the challenge as well is where can we do it for design so we can inform the right design when it comes to massing, when it comes to mitigation strategies like where to plant a tree, what should be the road size, how is this going to be thermally comfort for pedestrians who are walking within those communities, what would be the energy load for retail in that area, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of things down to as well, like the POQ, the bill of quantity, like what specifications do we introduce in terms of heat capacity for this materiality. So the engineer would put it on the tender so the contractors would buy it from the right suppliers with the right specifications, where we can see a demonstration of how temperature could drop in that specific location coupled with other mitigation strategies. So we can actually lower the temperature. And you can see how complex that is. But then
Yeah.
also it works for engineers where maybe there is already a designed or a built place. And how can we retrofit the place so we can cool it off, right? Cool it down. So what is today's temperature? What's the baseline and how we can bring that baseline down? So what mitigation strategies again we can design and so on and so forth. And I think with a lot of engineers do this perfectly, by the way. And sometimes they do it so well and sometimes they don't. Now the challenge is how can you do it better, right? If you're not doing it so well, how can you be certain that your simulation is right? And then as well, do you need a validation point? Like, do you need someone with the data is factual, right? It's not your opinion or mine, or how do you feel and how I feel. There are a lot of indexes out there, and they could be used with the right data to measure how is this thermally comfort, how is the UTCI, how is the PET, how is the other things that actually give us a measurement of temperature on that design or on that project, and so on and so forth. I think this is the area where FortyGuard usually gets involved. And this is the area where our API can be useful, but also our AI services as well can be useful to a lot of engineering firms and others. And think of it as well, not only communities or cities that we're building, housing projects and different other things. Think today about one of the largest or the biggest challenge, which is data centers, where almost 1/5 of our energy is going to go to data centers, right? So
Right.
what's the impact of data centers today? How much is it overheating or heating? So it's impacting neighboring neighborhoods, right? Like the in close proximity to the data center.